Hello everybody, reporting for duty. I know it's been about 10 days since I've done a vlog, but I have actually been busy. I'm back in Manila and I've been looking for somewhere to live. And the more I look, the more I'm thinking, maybe I'll move to Mindanao. And so when I was in Zamboanga, my friend Muhammad, the shrimp yard pirate, was kind enough to take me to Santa Cruz Market and tour me through the market, and we explored Tausug food. And ever since then, I've been thinking, I wouldn't mind a Pianggang, I wouldn't mind some more Tausug food. Well, here we are. And so with every antique, there is a history, there is a provenance. And so there is with every good restaurant, there's a backstory. And so with me here at the Palm Grill is Chef Miggy, who is the owner and the chef. Hello.
Welcome to Palm Grill.
Thank you very much. Now you were born in Sulu, and brought up in Zamboanga City, and that's where you got to sort of experience the entirety of the southern Mindanao cuisine. How would you describe this restaurant?
Well, this is the only restaurant in Luzon that serves authentic cuisine from south of Mindanao, and we coined it the Zambasulta region, which is Zamboanga, Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi.
Also, you're accredited by the Department of Tourism, I believe. Well, what does that mean?
Accreditation came in a few years ago, and we're very happy that we are recognized by the Department of Tourism, being the only restaurant in Luzon that serves this kind of specialties.
So what we might do is just get started, because I'm starving.
So this is called the Tiyula Itum. This is the black beef soup of the Tausugs. It's black because of the burnt coconuts and the Pamapa that we use. The Pamapa are 8 spices. These are root crops that we use to make the Tiyula Itum. This is mild spicy. Traditionally, it's really spicy. But over here at the restaurant, we give options to our customers to choose whether it's spicy or mild or not.
As you know, if you've been watching my videos, I've had this before and I'm rather partial to it. This is a Tiyula Itum. Oh, that's delicious. Oh, and it is quite spicy. The black comes from the burnt coconut. What have you got for me next?
Okay, next is the cuning or the turmeric rice. The cuning and the turmeric rice is this one. It's also cooked with coconut. So majority of the specialties in Sulu are cooked with coconut milk there, and spices there. So that's the cuning. And the next one I'll be serving you is the Pianggang manok. There, the Pianggang manok is chicken dish that's slow cooked in coconut milk and the Pamapa, the spices. There you go. And
would it be fair to say that the Pianggang is probably the most famous of the Tausug dishes?
Yes, that's correct. It's the Pianggang and the Tiyula Itum that's the most famous.
Yeah,
very common.
Yeah, and absolutely delicious. All right, I'm going to have some of this Pianggang now. This is really good of Chef Miggy to be with us, because he's very busy at the moment. As you can hear, there's a bit of a party upstairs. This black sauce is absolutely delicious. It's coconutty and it's spicy, it's herby, and it's warm. Oh, that's fantastic. We've got a lot more to go. Next up is a Belachan chicken, which Chef Miggy will explain to us.
Over here, if you can see that, that's called the Belachan manok. Manok is chicken. This is cooked with a belachan paste. The belachan paste comes with fermented shrimp, a lot of tomatoes, and lemon and spices.
Belachan chicken. Oh, much different. Did you say the spices were again that were in here?
Lemon,
Lemon?
turmeric, tomatoes.
Wow.
Yes, and the shrimp pastes, which is the fermented shrimp pastes called belachan.
Okay, I can taste the bit of a hint of that, but it's not a fishy dish.
Yes.
Yeah. Turmeric, I love it. Well, this is the way to go. To get this selection, this big selection, and have a little bit of this and a little bit of that, you get to taste everything.
Next one is called the beef korma. Beef korma is the Tausug's version of a savory curry. So there's curry powder and there's a lot of spices in it. And it's tender sirloin parts with potatoes and a lot of curry and peanuts. Yeah.
So this is the beef korma with potato. As you can see, there are influences from all over the world, and I was just talking to Chef Miggy, who said that this is probably some influenced by the Indian beef korma. It's quite sweet.
Yes, it's sweet, savory.
Right. It's beef, but it's quite light. At this point, I think we might find out a little bit more about Chef Miggy's background and how he ended up in Manila. Well, I've come outside with Chef Miggy because he's really busy. I mean, the place is just heaving, and he's also working in the kitchen. There's a couple of questions I just wanted to ask him. One is, how did you end up here? You were born in Sulu, yeah?
Yes, I was born in Sulu. I grew up in Zamboanga City. I'm a Tausug by heart and soul. And living in Sulu was a wonderful time for me. And having been exposed to different cultures and the food really gave me the drive and the goal to put up a restaurant, especially here in Metro Manila. That's why I came up with Palm Grill in 2017, and thank God, 6 years after, 2 of that is the pandemic. We're still here.
You survived.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
That would have been a very difficult time. And so you build the restaurant as what, the flavors of southern Mindanao?
Yes, that's correct.
Right.
So it's called Zambasulta because we focus on flavors from the Zambasulta region. Zambasulta means Zamboanga City, Basilan, Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi.
And that's a term he coined.
Yes.
Zambasulta.
Zambasulta, yes.
It's a good one.
Yes, and Palm Grill here in Metro Manila, in Luzon specifically, really our purpose and our dream is to introduce what's best and what's good about the region. Unfortunately, a lot of people haven't able to visit because of safety and security reasons. But that's why we're here, because we would like to bring home closer to those who've never been to back home for a long time.
Yeah.
And we'd like to open our doors to a lot of people to discover the best of this area.
Yeah. Well, and that's another point too. I mean, as you know, if you've been following my channel, I've just recently been in southern Mindanao, and so I went to Basilan, I went to Tawi-Tawi, I spent 6 weeks in Zamboanga, and Zamboanga is safe. It is a safe tourist destination, and it's a fabulous place.
Yes.
You need to be a bit more careful going to Sulu, going to Tawi-Tawi, going to Basilan.
Yes.
You need to liaise with tourism before you go there, but you can go, but you need to liaise with tourism. Zamboanga is a completely different kettle of fish. You can just go.
Yes.
And it's a wonderful place. And as Chef Miggy was saying, you'll experience all of these different cuisines with influences from all over the world. It's a fabulously interesting place for food.
That's correct.
Chef Miggy's just gone off to make some squid in Sambal. All right, Chef Miggy's just come out with a bubuk rice, and we'll get him to explain it in a minute. And we're going to have the sizzling Sambal squid along with it. But first, I'll just get Chef Miggy to explain what is bubuk rice.
So bubuk rice is steamed rice that's mixed with dried coconut, turmeric, garlic, pepper, salts, and dried fish. So we mix it with the rice.
And so why do you recommend this with the squid as opposed to just the turmeric rice?
Because it intensifies the flavor more. So when you eat the sambal squid together with the bubuk rice, it gives you a different kind of flavor in your mouth.
How spicy out of a measure of 10 is the sambal?
Probably say around 5 because the people from Manila, they're not really fan of spicy food. So we have to tweak down the spice level in such a way it will be palatable for people in Manila.
Bubuk rice. So it's like a dish on its own. Now, the spicy sambal squid, and Chef Miggy was telling me that the sambal is predominantly a tomato-based sambal. It's not fishy, because after all we've got the squid. I love the tomato. I just love the tomato coming in. Slightly sort of acidic freshness. And yeah, it's not spicy. I mean, it is a little bit. But if you're not really into spicy food, don't worry. This isn't crazy hot. This big platter here that we're eating off, this is the durian.
Yes.
And I would recommend, if you come here, get this. If you haven't had much food from the south of the Philippines, so Basilan and Sulu and Tawi-Tawi, this is a fantastic way to experience a lot in one go. This is fabulous. This has satisfied all my homesickness for Zamboanga, and it's one of the few places to come in Manila if you want this kind of food. If you want Tausug food, yakan, Zamboangan, Basilan, Tawi-Tawi, Bajau, all the influences, all the spices, it's just fabulous. And just one last point I'd like to clarify with Chef Miggy is you're sourcing all of your ingredients from southern Mindanao, from Zamboanga, but how?
Yeah, well, we have a small commissary in Zamboanga City. It's there's a kitchen and we have a small farm from our ancestral home that we've converted, where we plant all the root crops that we need to make the pamapa. The pamapa, by the way, is the main ingredient for all our specialties. This comes with spices such as lemongrass, turmeric, ginger, garlic, onion, peppercorn, burnt coconut.
And all of these things are grown in Zamboanga? In
Zamboanga. So we have employed locals from Sulu, Zamboanga, who help us produce our pamapa in our commissary, and it's flown to Manila.
Wow.
On a weekly or sometimes a monthly basis. We're not halal certified, but we've never served pork in our restaurant since 2017. But the main ingredients, such as the pamapa and all the other things like the kuracha, the deep sea crabs, comes from Sulu and Zamboanga's lihud.
Yeah, and to get the authentic flavors.
Yes,
the authentic
yeah,
taste.
because it's hard to say we're authentic if it's not truly authentic. So to keep it authentic, to keep that alive, we source it out all in down
Yeah,
south.
that's just fantastic.
Thank
wow.
you.
Okay. So what we've got here is durian ice cream with Lokot-Lokot. And the durian is from Sulu. Oh yeah, very strong durian taste. Oh. And I've got a Sulu coffee, a native coffee coming. Oh yeah. Oh, here it comes. The native coffee.
Yes, the Sulu coffee. There you go.
Thank you. The perfect way to end the perfect meal. Oh, that's nice.
Marshall, I'm very thankful that you came to Palm Grill. There's so much more to Filipino food. It's not just the famous ones that we know of. I know that even after 6 years of Palm Grill, Tausug cuisine is still the unpopular Filipino choice to many, but that drives us to make sure that we continually give our best, one plate at a time. And opportunities like this help us spread the word further, and we hope that the Filipinos get to appreciate more what is local, what is truly ours, and Tausug cuisine or Southern Mindanaoan cuisine is one of those that we need to celebrate.
Yeah, and if you haven't had it, if you haven't tried it, I honestly recommend that you do. You either come here to the Palm Grill or you go to Zamboanga
Exactly.
and on an eating holiday, on an eating safari. But you can come here and do exactly the same. And I highly recommend it. And I think once you do, you'll just keep on coming back. And thank you
Thank you, Marshall.
for a really delicious meal.
You're most
Thank
welcome.
you.